to our fall awards night. And I'd like to introduce a few members who are very important to the community and the athletic department. Ms. Sonia Basiga, President of the Board of Education. Ms. Carrie Cunningham, Vice President of the Brewster Board of Education. Mrs. Glenn Niles, Trustee of the Brewster Board of Education. Mr. Scott Senior, Trustee of the Board of Education someplace as well. And if I missed anybody who's not up here and being a little shy, I'm sorry. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Lloyd Manley. Our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Michelle Gosh. Our Assistant Principal of Brewster High School, Mr. Carlos Rodriguez. And the Assistant Senior Director of Athletics, Mr. Joseph DeMarco. On behalf of all the coaches and teams, I'd like to thank our Board of Education, District Office Administration, High School Administration for all of their support. We're really lucky and fortunate to have great groups of people to work with, support us, and cheer us on. And I'd like to thank a few other people in the district. They are in no particular order, but all important. Our Transportation Department, under the leadership of Ms. Mary Smith and Ms. Leonore Volpe. Yes. Transportation departments should have a red hotline between each of the offices because we work very closely every day. We appreciate their help, cooperation, and flexibility. It's not always easy, but we get the job done. Our next thank you is to our Buildings and Grounds Department, Director Glenn Fryer and Assistant Director Ken Winch. We also have our head custodians in several buildings helping us out: Lars Alenius, Troy Hamill, and Paul Taylor. And our groundsmen, Chris Chiarillo, Bruce Duddy, John Esposito, Lou Francisco, John Gregory, Roger McKinnon, Vinnie Burrow, Mike Serio, and Billy Totten. These gentlemen worked tirelessly to get our fields ready for games. Anything we wanted, last minute. You know, if I went down to see them at lunch, they knew I wanted something. They didn't always like that. But we could not do what we do without the Buildings and Grounds Department. Their efforts are very much appreciated. I'd also like to thank our new athletic trainer, Brett Trico, who's done an excellent job working with our athletes. Thank you, Mr. Wood, and the Brewster High School Varsity Club. The Varsity Club is a big help in organizing these evening events, and Mr. Wood is getting a new desk in my office, apparently. He doesn't like the new social studies office, apparently. But also, I have to say this, if you know Mrs. Rossi, the word's going to get back, but that's okay, it's on take two. She always, you know, she gets after me a little bit, but she's got the white glove that makes sure that concession stand is always immaculate. So I'd like to thank her because she really manages a lot of the day-to-day details with our concession stand and what she takes care of it. So I really appreciate Mrs. Rossi. Thank you. Of course, I'd like to thank our athletic secretary, Helen Pillman. She helps me together with everything that goes on in our office department. And you know, if I don't drive her crazy, I don't know who else will. But anyway, the season. Where did it go? It seems like August 19th. Was yesterday, and the season was just beginning. And we had some great weather for the most part during the year. And I think about the season, certainly great times, great wins, tough losses, highs and lows, but really, you know, maybe it's because I'm getting a little older, but what stands out to me is the spirit and sense of community that is present in our Brewster schools. You know, I have received many compliments for all of us this year. And it's about things that we do. It's natural to us, it's routine to us, but it's different than what other people do. It may be our great pre-game presentations, including youth teams, including the band, the NJROTC. It might be the halftime show, cheer and dance teams, the band. It could be playing the alma mater, which a lot of athletic directors really love. So that's a great idea that a smart coach had. It wasn't me. At the conclusion of a football game. Could be a site of a wave of runners at the Bear Classic moving through, and then all the parent volunteers that help with that. Or it could be the sense of responsibility that many of our teams have in hosting games that raise funds for various causes. I sometimes take the opportunity of various games to stand back and think about all the things that we, players, coaches, teachers, parents, community members, administrators, and the greater community to make the high school experience athletically here at Brewster High School a special and memorable one for all of our students. So thank you all. Before I introduce your coaches, athletes, I'd like to remind you that everyone wants to see their favorite son or daughter or athlete participate and be recognized this evening. So please be respectful of what was going to be said and how everyone wants to be treated this evening. So I'm going to start off with the junior varsity athletes. I just left my piece of paper in my chair. So Coach Hirschman cannot be here this evening because the all-section, all-elite meeting was changed to tonight. And Coach Hirschman, I'm going to say a little nice thing about Coach Hirschman. She coached both varsity and JV teams this year. Field hockey is an incredibly difficult sport to find a coach, and she did it without hesitation and really stepped up. So our field hockey athletes are very lucky to have her on staff, as we're lucky to have her on staff. So she'd like to thank everyone that I just thanked, and appreciates all of her parents and accommodations that they've helped her with. So let's introduce the JV field hockey team. Ladies, if you would stand up when I announce your name and hold your applause to the end, please, ladies, for parents. Captain Kate Vaughn, Madison Clare, Manny Fitzpatrick, Angelica Tahansky, Tiffany Biaggi, Isabella Bosniel, Captain Ellen Cassie, Grace Garrett, Nicole Hopkins, Megan O'Gorman, Annalise Regana, Sophia Sanchez, and Captain Lindsay Schmidt, JV field hockey. Coach Hirschman is proud of the effort that these girls gave every day. Whenever she set up a drill, this team worked hard to accomplish the task. And when they were given time to practice skills, they asked questions about how to improve. Their passion for the sport of field hockey has led the team to playing with determination in games. They improved, tried their best, passed the ball, learned new skills, played together, and always ended feeling positive. The first award tonight goes to a captain who wanted everyone to achieve success. This player worked hard in her dribbling skills, her pulls, her speed. The player could often be found on the track after practice just to reach her time running goals. At the end of every game, she would make a shout out to each of her teammates because she was determined to make everyone always feel their best. This award goes to our team MVP, Ellen Cassidy. The second award this evening goes to a hard-hitting ninth grader, a defender, a communicator, and a talented driver of the ball. When an opponent approached her, she would use her blocking, tackling skills to steal the ball away and lift the ball away from the goal. She could use her stick to drive the ball 50 to 75 yards down the field. On grass or on turf, her drives and pushes would send the ball up the field and help her team score on the opponents. This year's most improved junior varsity field hockey player goes to Isabella Bosniel. Congratulations to our field hockey athletes. Let's welcome up Mr. Dom Correo for junior varsity boys soccer.
Good evening, parents, faculty, athletes, and the team. JV boys soccer, stand when I call your name, please. Captain Albert Costa. Captain Akula Suban. Captain Jonathan Cruz. None of the captains. Gonzalez, Jack Harrison, Juan Nguza, Andrew Pfeiffer, sorry, and Junior Estrepo, captain, and Anthony Ruggiero, and Mark Stanley, he's the president. Say that this year was not a good year for JV soccer. Didn't win many games. In fact, we won one game, a tie a few, and came short the rest of the season. But anyway, the boys still gave the best effort. They always went out there and worked hard to win, even though we played some big schools with the big squads, big reserves. Anyway. During the beginning of the season, we lost our starting striker to Vossi, unfortunately. It was good for him because he moved up, but it hurt the team because he was the most high scorer. The first 2 weeks, he actually scored 8 goals before he went to Vossi, so it was a good start he had. But I'm glad for him that he went up. Bad for us. We tried to become competitive without a goal scorer up front, but we managed, we kept going, team gave the best effort. Time became very close with positive results, but unfortunately came short. Sometimes even the last one of the game could have proved the win, but came short. Compete against much larger schools and deeper reserve proved to be a challenge for us this year. Hopefully next year the returning players will use the experience from this year and become more comfortable on their roles and position on the team, and ultimately will lead us to the season. Okay, the Coach's Award goes to a player that is necessarily not a goal scorer, but he did come up with 3 goals this season. What he lacks in technical skills, he more than makes up for his positive attitude, sheer determination, will to work hard, and he's dedicated to helping his team. He's only a freshman this year. And I have all confidence that he will continue to grow, improve, and become a better soccer player. It's just a matter of time, I know. It's been a pleasure to watch the energy the energy and the effort that he puts in, game after game. I look forward to coaching next year. Please give a big round of applause to John Gonzalez. Okay, our next award goes to a player which I had the pleasure of coaching for several seasons actually. He's my starting goalkeeper. He's a hard, great worker in the net. He has no fear. At times he would launch at the feet of the coming strikers to make saves. 95 saves as a matter of fact this season. He's a junior and a captain, and he will be missed in the net, and the team will miss him too. They'll miss him too. And when he goes up to Vossi, I know he's going to be a great asset when he goes up to Vossi next year. Please give a big round of applause to Albert Acosta.
Our next sport to recognize JV volleyball and Coach Juliana Favorite.
I'd like to thank everybody for your work here, for coming out and watching us play here. Girls have an amazing season. Girls, stand as I say your name. Captain Grace Delgado. Captain Scott Johnson. Jackie Rep. volleyball right now. These young women are incredibly determined to play each and every time they're on the court. Throughout the season, they continue to impress me with their capabilities, including taking a set from Walter Pettis. If you know volleyball, you know Walter Pettis is good. So, every practice and every game, you can see the bond continue to grow with this team. I am honored to have been your coach, and I look forward to what next season has in store for us. So my first award goes to someone who I'm not ready to send up to varsity, but she definitely deserves a spot on varsity. I can't wait to see what this girl has in store for the future. She is a middle hitter, a dominant in the middle of the court at the net, amazing consistent serves. Sky Johnson. The very last game I'll never forget, she did not want to serve, and she served, and it went over, and it got in, and she got a point, and Juliet Arroyo. And thank you everybody for the
JV girls soccer.
Good evening. I want to first start off by saying thank you to administration, Mr. Ferrario and Mike Prado, for all their support this season. This season was a rebuilding year as Brewster has not had a JV girls soccer program in several years. So it was a fun year, and it's great to see this program on the uprise. It all starts with these girls behind me. So girls, when I say your name, please stand up and please hold your applause to the end. Emma Bridges, Angela Cardona, Mia Crivelli, Jancy Espinoza, Gabriela Guastanzani, Kaylee Guzman, Jasmine Guzman, Erin Kelly, Kate Blakey, Giselle Aguilar, Guadalupe Mendez, Eva Pascual, Jordan Niles, Madeline Russo, Cheryl Sagastume, Sienna Santiago, Lauren Tramarzo, and Alexandra White. So I have two awards to give out tonight, and I'll be calling both of them up at this time. My first award goes to the player that was most improved. This player is resilient and someone who grew tremendously not only in skill, but as a leader throughout the season, even tacking on an assist at the end. My second award goes to the most valuable player. Throughout the season, she continuously kept us in the game and was truly the backbone and stonewall of our team with 215 saves on the season. Congratulations to most improved, Jancy Espinoza and MVP Lauren Tramarzo.
Thank you, Coach. Our next team to recognize is JV football. We have Mr. Mike Trainer, Mr. Glenn Miles, our volunteer assistant, and I wanted to take a moment to just thank Coach Ron Reed. If you don't know, it was, when I first met him, the things that he did to get his body ready, amazing. And his commitment to what we do in football, our students, our coaching staff. I was having there's two things. One thing, he got permission to come back from his doctor, he was all pumped up, and You know, he's out there on the field, he's jumping around, and I real quick shut the blinds, because I thought Mr. Carlson was going to come get me, to be very honest. But the other thing was, I was having a bad Friday, and, you know, feeling a little, having a little pity party for myself, and I looked out, and there's a guy who had a kidney transplant 8 weeks ago, and he's coaching football. So just a tremendous inspiration.
Just want to say JV football 2019 season has been successful, not due to our record, but because we had 42 student athletes who were committed to our team core values of respect, hard work, discipline, accountability to each other, and lastly, our team motto to run as one. And we certainly did a lot of running. These are the members who represent these values. Audience, please hold your applause until the completion of the parade.
That's when I call your names just for me standing. Jacob Adama, AJ Aviles, Dominic Bonamassa, Eddie Porcino, Joshua Constantino, Ryan Costales, Diego Diaz, Rylan Dumont, Jack Gallinello, Connor Griffin, Ian Hayes, Jaime Hernandez, Evan Noor, William Martinez, Antonio Medina, Jason McGill, Gabriel Morelli, Alexander Morvan, Massimo Perello, Mano Patel, Alec, AJP, Anthony Pentavel, Dylan Vittori, Thomas Corey, Alex Ramsey, Justin Rodriguez, Cooper Rockwood, Luca Sacamano, Jordan Salmon, Luke Sanchez, Nicholas Sage, Logan Simon, Daniel Sumo, Joshua Thomas, Christopher Triolo, Michael Triolo, Julius Walters, Bryce Washington, Jeremiah Williams, and Steve Yang.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to talk about the first award, Team MVP Award. I'm just going to read you a little bit of the stuff I've had the privilege of coaching this athlete the last 2 seasons. The attitude and admirable respect he has for his game has laid down the blueprint on how I expect all the kids I coach to coach in each and every aspect of our sport. At the start of our season, this individual was fairly quiet and humble, but something sparked the fire from the members of his mind after the hard-fought loss against Harlem. He suddenly became the athlete and teammate that we needed for the remainder of our season. His blocking, catching, running, special teams play, and defensive tenacity resulted in several touchdowns that contributed to big wins. When our starting corner went down in the first game of the season, with an injury, this individual embraced the challenge playing corner and excelled at it. He not only shut down many of our opponents' receivers, but also had several interceptions and fumble recoveries with his defensive play. On offense, he had game-changing plays which resulted in amazing touchdown runs of over 50 yards or more. I truly believe that approaching our sport with a positive attitude brings out the necessary self-confidence needed to truly showcase one's talents and abilities. And I can't help but feel that this individual has excelled in every aspect stemming from him. I'm extremely excited to watch him expand his talents and abilities with our varsity team next season. It is my pleasure to present this year's Team MVP award to none other than number 15, Bryce Washington.
next award that we're going to give out is our team coaches award. This young man, I couldn't have been more happier to have him as a leader of the team. You know, he was one of those kids that, as the season went on, he went both ways for us. Played special teams for us. He was beat up a little bit, and every time I said to him, "Hey, why don't you come out of the game a little bit? Just take a break a little bit." He said, "Coach, I'm fine." And I know he wasn't fine. He told me he was fine. So that's just the grit that he has. Apart from that, I don't think I've met a better captain than Sage. This past season, as a team, we all have learned significant life lessons in terms of how to deal with adverse situations and how every action has a reaction that we have to be responsible for. Brewster football community has grown and become stronger in diversity, which ultimately reflects the world we live in. Personally, I would like to thank the Brewster School District, Athletic Department of Dean Dorado and Helen Pittman, and also our varsity football team headed by Coach Edward Mulvihill and staff. They've had a very good 2019 season. Most importantly, to add our Mama Bears, who have done an unbelievable job. All right, Mama Bears, JV Mama Bears, come on for a second. Lastly, as we would like to extend a big thank you and appreciation to Russ Morgan for the video, Mr. Pinter Valley photos, and all the parents who supported us and traveled well to our games, away games especially. I would like to leave you with this. Always remember, time waits for no man. Thank you.
So before we introduce our varsity teams, we usually take a moment to just give a little extra shout out to our all-league honorable mentions and all leagues and different awards. Every sport has a different award that they like to present. Some of the sports are a little bit behind more behind the schedule. Like field hockey changed their award ceremony meeting for tonight. Football hasn't had theirs yet. So we'll take the opportunity with our solid PR department to make sure that we get a nice opportunity to recognize all of our athletes who earned that award, plus the Scholar Athlete Award, which we started last year, which New York State has had. The first quarter's not over yet, so we can't necessarily submit the grades. We have the paperwork ready to go, but we can't do it until the first quarter's over. So without any further ado, we're going to honor and recognize our all-league honorable mention athletes. So they would come up and stand on a white line, see Mr. Wood. And let's start with boys soccer and Alex Rosales. Girls tennis, Daniela Casal. Ashley Cochran. Casey Cunningham. And Samantha Kim. These next two are hot off the press, and we could not get them into the program, but we want to recognize these two individuals. For volleyball, Lauren Becker. And for volleyball, Danielle Rosner. Our all-league honorees for girls swimming, Alexis Mark. Board tennis, Samantha Ferrara. Board tennis, Nicole Mura-Damaski. Board tennis, Mia Palladino. And Anna Pearson. For girls soccer, Gianna DeRose. For girls cross country, Marissa Crowley. Sarah Ruby. For Caitlin Goldberg. Elsa Lubauer. For boys cross country, David Alade. Anthony Ayala. Patrick Ford. Ryan Lubauer. Jack Pomerowski. Kim Radajak. These next awards are special to cross country indoor track and field as well. The boys, and these will be awarded in the future at dinner. Boys cross country, all Northern County. And if your name has been mentioned, please step forward. Patrick Ford. Northern County girls cross country, Michaela Goldberg. Sarah Ruby. Elsa Lubauer. We have some all-section honorable mention honorees, and for girls soccer, Amanda Sherman. For all section, I don't think this young lady is able to be here tonight, Mia Palladino. First time we've had a girls all section tennis player in quite some time. And another girls soccer, Gianna DeRose, all section. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the major award winners, all league, honorable mention, all section, honorable mention, all section. And there'll be more to come, and we'll be sure to recognize them. Congratulations. Moving on to our varsity teams. Let's have the boys varsity soccer team come on up. I'm going to introduce the boys soccer team. So Coach Ruggieri recently has had hip replacement surgery. He was fighting with his doctors, he can come here this evening, but he's at home under doctor's orders recuperating. So let me introduce the players. Daniel Aravala, Julio Casasola, Jordi Serrata, Adam Eskenazi, Brian Flores, Daniel Giron, Marco Vela, Mateo Vela, Clayton Harrison, Aiden Isenglair, Joseph Likens, Louis Likens, Joshua Lowe, Samuel Lowe, Jackson Mahoney, Eduardo Mangis, Romeo Parachico, Alex Rosali, Justin Sagastubi, Kevin Sagastubi, Tony Saljanet, Shashank Sharma, and Darwin Ventura. When Coach Sherry came on board, we had a long discussion about the team, and we knew it was going to be a season of rebuilding. We knew that we were going to be in a tough soccer league. We still are in a tough soccer league, both boys and girls. And this tough league, combined with many new players and experience, naturally led to some difficult games. While the record of the team was not what we wanted, the overall theme of opposing coaches before games and through the end of the season league meeting was that this group of athletes never quit on each other and never quit trying to compete. So overall, Coach was really excited and fun to be around the players. He enjoyed coming to practice every day and working with everyone every day. Looks forward to some good all-season work and seeing improvement during this off-season and doing a better job next year. The first award this evening is given to a player that was driven to make the team better. When he had opportunities to create offense and convert chances, he made the most of it. Leading the team with 7 goals and 2 assists, congratulations to the team most valuable player, Daniel Giron. The next award to be given goes to a player that Coach Frieri considered as an assistant coach. If something needed to be done off the field, this player was the first to volunteer and lead the way for others. On the field, he kept working hard and maintained a positive attitude during some challenging times and crazy moments. Congratulations to Jackson Mahoney. Thank you, soccer players. Thank you, Steve. And our next team to be recognized, varsity volleyball coach Maybeth Powers.
We have our 2 captains, Madison Shudina and Angelina Gaspari. Next we have Lauren Becker, Catherine Bergstrom, Ryan Carnes, Carolyn Case, Kaylee Cox, Grace Galloway, Marisa Krasnichi, Macy Meredith, Michelle Marata, Grace Nichols, Danielle Rosner, Chelsea Steer, and Amy Sullivan. So our varsity volleyball team may not have had the most successful season in the traditional sense, but we did accomplish some pretty incredible things, one of them being raising over $3,000 towards breast cancer research. So hopefully we will get that done. But I firmly believe that success is not defined by the amount of wins or losses, but by the amount of lessons learned in a short amount of time. For varsity volleyball, some of these lessons shaped us, while others were forgotten along the way, which is why I asked the girls to write down lessons they learned this season and give them to me. And here's what most of them said. Lesson number 1, free balls are for weenies. You guys may not know what free balls are, but we're going to let that go. Lesson number 2, when a team lacks trust in each other, everything falls apart. It is not about you, it is about us. They learn the difference between discouragement and determination. They learn that they are capable of more than they know, so do not set limits and never give up. But most importantly, they learn what it means to fight for the person next to them. Girls, the person next to you is your family, your friend, your teammate. No matter what your differences may be, you can always trust that they have your back, and if they don't, then be better and fight harder for them and everyone around them. This is what it means to be a teammate and a leader. This is what it means to be a warrior. Seniors, I hope you take this advice as you go forward into the future. You are moving on, but your legacy will remain, so understand what that means. It is time to let go and pass on the torch. We wish you all the best and cannot wait to watch you conquer the next challenge, whatever it may be. Girls, I'm proud to call myself your coach and hope we will come back stronger next year. I would also like to quickly thank the Booster Club for going along with all of my crazy ideas. Next year, I hope to be more organized. And a big shout out to all the parents for helping us with Dig Pink and raising all of that money and going the extra mile to better our program. Now on to the awards. The first award I would like to present is Most Improved. I chose this player for many reasons. She has improved not only as a volleyball player, but also as a leader. At the end of every game, I always tell my captains to shake hands with the refs and thank them for their time, even if they did make horrible calls. And I noticed this player went out of her way to also shake hands with the refs and thank them as well. I was so impressed and made me realize that she really would make a great captain next year. So Kaylee Fox, please. For my Coaches Award, this particular player brought a certain type of energy to the team every day. She came in clutch this season by learning a new position and rocking it after a teammate suffered an injury. Her presence and attitude has been such a positive influence that it was always so noticeable when she wasn't there. Kid, I want you to know that your actions, positive attitude, and hard work did not go unnoticed. So Macy Meredith, can you Thank you all for coming out tonight. I cannot wait to see what great things we've done with our children.
Our next team to recognize, varsity cheerleading coach, Ms. Victoria Francis.
For those of you who don't know me, you don't know much about me because I'm brand new to this school. For those of you who do know me, you know, I don't need this microphone! First, I would like to highlight all of my exceptional athletes. And this summer, they participated in the NCAA-sponsored camp where they received an NCAA Nationals bid based off of skill and growth over 3 long, difficult days. They took home a spirit stick that was given to them based on enthusiasm and professionalism when learning from NCAA instructors, and also received an award for Best Band Chant competed out of the 8 teams present. One athlete, Tony Ann, was recognized as an All-American cheerleader, which only 5 other athletes out of 150 athletes present received. I look forward to our upcoming season and growth from already exceptional team. Tony Ann, can you please step forward for recognition? I'm going to start by introducing Alyssa Castellanos. Please take a step forward. Please wait to hold your applause to the end. Gabby Doby, please step forward. Alicia Eder, Gianna Isola, Samantha Kibble, Tony Ann Munoz, Edith Reyes, Ashley O'Hara, Viviana, Samantha Pascale, Kayla Rampola, Melina Salazar, Monica Sarafin, and Ariana Torquay. If all my athletes can now please take a step back while I recognize your senior captains. Can Gabby Doby, Gianna Isola, and Kayla Rampola please step forward as a small static round of applause for the athletes? For the amount of work you all individually put into this season. Thank you. Our greatest focal point this season was on rebuilding. Rebuilding numbers in a program that lost its winter season last year. Rebuilding trust in a new coach after some of them have been working with the same one for years. And rebuilding love for a sport that requires an immense amount of time, memorization, and dedication. I am extremely thankful for the Brewster Athletic Program and all of the families for their support of me this season and the overwhelming amount of love these girls have shown me through their hard work and commitment. Going into our winter season with these girls gives me hope and pride for a great routine and a great year to follow this one. These seniors have laid a strong foundation for the future rebuilding of this team and cheerleading program. Thank you for all who have placed trust in my hands with a great school and a great group of young adults. That being said, I would like to give out awards to 2 young women who have gone above and beyond this season in so many ways. My coach's award goes to a strong leader on my team. She looks at every one of these girls as if they are her sisters, stands up for those who do not have a voice as strong as hers, provides encouragement to members of the team through reassurance when in doubt, and a push in the right direction. Whether it was cheers, dances, stunts, or more, She knows the sport like the back of her hand, and for that reason, my coach's award goes to someone I see as my mini-me, and that many members continuously believe is me walking into practice, Gabby Doty. To me, the most valuable player isn't the strongest skill-wise, but the strongest all around. That person is a leader, a hard worker, extremely knowledgeable in their sport, and someone whose fellow athletes can lean on for any help they might need. The athlete I'm highlighting has assured me that I made the right decision in applying for this position. I have never had a student so welcoming and eager to absorb my knowledge in the sport and get to know me as a coach and as a person. This person is so strong in the sport that she has already been coaching our youth program. I'm probably crying at this point in the speech, and I am. So please, Caleb and Paula, come up this already. Thank you.
Our next coach to be recognized is certainly no stranger to Brewster High School, but a visitor, two visitors, excuse me, but a welcome addition to the coaching staff, Ms. Patty Conklin.
Good evening, ladies. I will first introduce the ladies. When I call your name, girls, take a step forward. Jillian Cunningham, Megan Cypress, Ariana De St. Leon, Gia Del Cagliano, Teresa Dunlap, Shannon Farrell, Katie Howell, Alexis Mark, Maddie Manson. We're missing Brooke Ryan this evening, Alexander Thompson, Eliana Thompson. I feel very fortunate to have been the coach of the girls this past season. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Berardo. I think when you called me this summer, you definitely had no idea it would end up this way. I would like to thank the superintendent and the Board of Ed for all of their support, being that one of our swimmers was the child of the board member. Extra thank you. I would like to thank Mrs. Piltman for her support and guidance. Without that, it would have been a very tough season. I would like to thank Mary Smith and Mrs. Ellen LePere. Without your help this season, I can't even imagine how that would have gone. Early on, we realized that we were going to be a small yet mighty group. At our first meet, our team of 12 took on a force of 25. It was a freezing cold outdoor swim meet, and we swam our hearts out. The rest of the season was similar. Our little group swam against teams of 20, 30, and 40 swimmers. At our conference meet, our 12 scored 100 points, while groups with 3, 4 times as many scored 220. With that said, statistically, I think we were outstanding. This evening, I'm going to present one of the girls with the Most Improved trophy. This young lady was always willing to step up for any race, whether her nerves got in the way or not. She would get so nervous that she would literally shake. One race, I was going to pull her out of the 500 freestyle, and she did not want me to do that. When time came for the race, she swam her best, and that is all I can ask for any of my swimmers. Tonight's Most Improved trophy goes to Gia Del Cagliano, one of our 9 crews. Our most valuable award goes to a young lady who scored the most points for our team this year. Relatively early on in the season, she qualified for sectionals in the 100 breaststroke. She also earned a second place medal in our conference meet, which I will present to her this evening. Our finish in sectionals was not as strong as we would have liked, but fortunately, we have next year. As I told Mr. Berardo, please don't give my job away. Tonight, I want to present the MVP award and this lovely medal to junior Alexis Mark.
Our next team to recognize varsity field hockey. Varsity field hockey ladies. So as I stated, as the ladies are coming down to the white line, Coach Hirschman's at the all section meeting, and I didn't get any word on how many award winners we have just yet, so I was hoping to do that. Before, we thank a few people on Coach Hirschman's behalf. There's the grounds crew. We had such strong hits this year that they had to fix a goal in the middle of one of the games. The official was a little cranky, so they did a nice job, so thanks to them. But she also wants me to have a special mention to Coach Cheryl Corbett. She's a volunteer coach. She's been with the field hockey program for many years, and her kindness, dedication to the team, to the players, to coaches, and knowledge of the sport, we're very grateful to have. So let me introduce the varsity field hockey team. Nicole Cusinelli, Captain Megan Feehan, Kristen Fitzgibbons, Gabrielle Fragliosi, Captain Danielle Heinz, Mackenzie Nieves, Courtney O'Rourke, Jennifer Russo, Ashley Goodliff, Isabella Grana, Neve Mulcahy, Grace O'Gorman, Nora Tui, Eva Cusinell, Sasha Gulo, Emily Monaco, and Morgan Brace. This season had 7 shutouts, beat some rivals, turned away goals from top teams, and scored whenever they could. They qualified for sectionals. Goalie Gabrielle Fragliosi had her 200 varsity save this season. Our team, congratulations again. Our team record was over 500. During the sectionals, these girls took on Yorktown, a team that beat them in the regular season and showed them who Brewster was by winning the sectional game. Great end-to-end game. The Brewster Bears field hockey program is on the road to success thanks to the players and the parents who are devoted to the sport. Coach is very proud to watch the team walk on and off the field together as one unit every day, and she hopes the connections made through this team last a lifetime. The MVP award goes to a player that controlled the game. Whether she was lifting the ball on net, scoring on strokes, or dribbling past a swarm of opposing players trying to stop her, she never stopped playing incredible field hockey for her team. A captain, an athlete, a leader, a high school honors student, a commander, a role model, and an asset to our team. This year, our MVP goes to Danielle Heinz. The second award goes to an athlete that played every field position this season. Played defense during our Walter Pettis game and used her block and tackles and jabs to shut down the offense, which helped her team achieve a big victory. In the sectional game, her hard hit on the corner assisted the winning goal. She was always ready to go 110% and take on a new role for her team. This year's most improved player is Emily Monaco. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. Our next team to recognize girls varsity soccer, and before we call Coach Frotto on, Michael Frotto, come on up, Coach, and the ladies. This is the first time in 8 years we've had a varsity, JV, and modified girls soccer team, and I'd like to thank Section 1, League 3 or 4, Coach of the Year, Michael Frotto. Thank you, congratulations.
Charbonneau, Jillian DeRose, Gianna DeRose, Cindy Burns, Nicolette Goldberg, Gabrielle Jacobson, Alex Mazza, Ellen Story, Angie Rappa, Amanda Sherman, Brianna Samuela, Emma Winkler, Gianna DeRose, excuse me, what's already? Gianna Joella. Sadie Mae Fisher Diop, Sophia Legio, Araceli McFadden, Maureen Poljak, and Lily Verastro. Girls, you can take it. So our season this year was filled with tremendous excitement every time we stepped onto the field. As a program, we believe about basically improving the individual and then ultimately bettering the team. That was achieved essentially every game. If you were there and witnessing our improvement. Success for us was not only measured by the wins, but noticeably by the hard work and determination shown by each player in our practices, which then was a true reflection of our performances in our games this year. We set our goals as a team, and we met them, winning our first sectional game in playoffs this year, which, from my understanding, hasn't been accomplished in many years in this particular program. Our season is unfortunately officially over. However, we build each year looking to move forward as a program competing at the higher level, and that reward for us would be continuing our play into November, like those other teams are right now. Before I move forward with the other, my other two awards, I'd like to acknowledge a couple players here who are going to be participating in a dinner that's notarized and it's honorable based on their all-league section honorable mention and also all-league section, which is our captain Amanda Sherman, who will be with, hold your applause for this, who will be with Gianna DeRose as all-section honorable mention, and Gianna, who is nominated as all-section player, will be participating in a dinner in Portland Manor next couple of weeks. Gianna will also be playing in an all-star game this Saturday in Pearl River, and only all-section players from our Section 1 area are the ones who will be allowed to play in that particular game. Gianna also will be attending UMass Lowell this coming fall, playing Division I soccer, and alongside of her companion, her friend, Maria Poljak, will be playing Division I soccer up at Siena this year. So we're exceptionally proud and honored to have these young ladies on our team. I'd like to present my first award, my coach's award, to a senior captain. The last 2 years working with her as a captain, she is tremendous out there in the field, commands the defense, is the most compassionate player you could coach. Is not only obviously worried about herself, but essentially worried about everyone else. She does everything that she's told. She goes out there, she gives it her best, she commands her sideline, and playing that fullback position is always a challenge, especially when that ball gets through our center midfield area. My coach's award tonight goes to Sophia Legio. My MVP this year goes to a player, a senior, who has, well, on and off the ball, she's amazing in her field. Her IQ is quite astonishing. She knows where to be, she knows how to, take the ball and basically thread through any player that comes in her way. She's led our season with goals and assists this year. Gianna DeRose is Thank you so much, guys.
Our next teams to recognize and honor JV Varsity Girls Cross Country and JV Varsity Boys Cross Country. Coach Scalia.
Okay, so as the athletes are walking up, I swear they run faster in races. I'm not sure what's happening right now, but they do run faster. I want to start by thanking all the members of administration, Dean Gerardo for his leadership of the athletic programs. I want to thank our team parents and all my athletes for their exceptional dedication this year. I also want to thank my assistant coach Renee Twisto, who couldn't be here tonight, for all of her efforts this year with the team as well. Both the boys and girls teams, since the end of June, started our summer training program, and ran up until the season began in August. All summer long, the majority of the team did a great job building a base for this season. This season, on October 5th, here at Brewster, we had the largest cross-country invitational that weekend in all of New York State here. It was the 42nd annual Brewster Bear Classic. It was a great event. We had 46 teams and over 1,500 runners compete that day from all over New York State and Connecticut. I want to thank the parents, the community members who made that day a great day. It's one of the longest running invitationals that we've had. It's 42 years, which is tremendous. The campus was mobbed with spectators and competitors, and it was a great day for Brewster. So thank you to everyone that made that day possible. For the girls, we'll start with the girls team. We had a total of 16 girls on our roster this year, and that includes our JV and varsity teams. For varsity cross country, we typically run your top 7 runners in varsity. Many of our girls attended our cross-country camp in Pennsylvania for a week and trained with some of the top runners around. I'm going to announce our girls team. When I announce your name, please step forward. Marissa Crowley, Clarissa Cuomo, Fiona Dodd, Caitlin Urkel, Michaela Goldberg, Alex Joga, Sophia Joga, Kennedy Lamro, Sarah Luby, Layla McDonald, Elsa Neubauer, Izzy Ostich, Madison Primavera, Emily Racinko, Gabrielle Santalis, and Emily Valdez. So our sport is unique in that in many of our meets you can run up to around 30 teams or so in each race. So technically you can be competing up against 29 or so other teams in each invitational. Quickly, I'm going to run through some of our team highlights this year. We were the team champions at the Brewster Bear Classic. We finished 2nd out of 11 at the Somers Invitational. We were runner-up at our league championships behind John J. Cross River. And we finished 2nd at the Mega Duel Championships, 2nd at the Wrestling Invitational, and 4th at 3 other invitationals, which is a pretty good job by our girls this year. Congratulations, girls. Injuries that impacted some of our later team performances, and despite the setbacks, we still ran well. Our season's actually not over yet. Our boys and girls are running the sectional championships this Saturday at Bowen Park. Last year, the girls finished 5th overall out of 20-plus teams, and I think we have a chance to match that this year. We did have four girls who made the all-league team. They were Elsa Neubauer, Marissa Crowley, Sarah Luby, and Michaela Goldberg. Elsa has run really well this season, placing in the top 5 in several invitationals, including winning the Gressler Invitational in White Plains. Marissa had a strong early mid-season racing, placing 4th at the Somers Invitational and 5th at the league meet. Sarah Luby was a consistent runner for us as well, placing 11th at the league meet. And in her first season in cross country, Michaela Goldberg ran very well and was a consistent scorer for the girls team. So we have 3 awards to give out tonight. And the first 2 are Coaches Awards, and the final one is an MVP award. First Coaches Award goes to one of the team's most dedicated runners all season long. She earned all league and will be all in Northern County, helping her team to a runner-up performance at the league championship meet. I don't think she missed one day of practice since the summer. And our Coaches Award goes to junior Sarah Luby. Award goes to another Coaches Award goes to a newcomer who did really well in her first season running this year. She improved tremendously throughout the season. Her work ethic was tremendous, and it showed in her races, especially later in the season. Our second coach's award goes to the freshman Michaela Goldberg. And our MVP award goes to our top runner again this season. She was the overall winner at the Gressler Invitational, running the 7th fastest time in meet history. She earned all legal in Northern County, and hopefully all section. In Saturday's sectional championship, she's hoping to qualify for the state championships at SUNY Plattsburgh. So our MVP award this year is Elsa Newman. Okay, now to the boys. Boys, when I announce your name, please step forward. Suhan Akula, David Alade, Christian Almeida, Anthony Ayala, Joe Benarchek, Nicholas Vizio, Henry Bloss, Mike Brill, Mike Cardona, Vinton Cassidy, Gian Susina, Nico Susina, Roberto Crisostomo, Bryce DiCarlo, Dylan Dodona, Tyler Doherty, Michael Essenflar, Patrick Ford, James Hardigan, Tim Whitehazel, Danny Jaffa, Owen Lennon, Steve Madsen, Francesco Miniello, Ryan Neubauer, Philip Ostich, Jack Panagrossi, Arlen Rama, Tim Radicak, Alexander Reichel, Jake Orbiello, Owen Cinta, Mike Seaman, Landon Shelley, Richard Tofty, Marco Tyhansky, Jeremy Wilson, and Ian Long. JV performances from our JV team. Our JV team was team champions at the Gressler Invitational in White Plains. They were second at the Brewster Bear Classic, and they were fourth at the Dan Purdy Invitational. Our boys, JV and varsity teams, for the most part, run at the same meets throughout the year. Again, like I said with the girls, the top 7 typically run varsity. That's how you designate your varsity runners. So all year long, our varsity boys had a strong season. We're in an extremely competitive league, like all the sports are here, that features 4 teams that were ranked in the top 20 in the state. At our league championship meet, our varsity boys ran their best race of the season by far to knock off Somers, John Jay, Cross River, Yorktown, and Byron Hills to win the league championships. Congratulations. The boys were also the team champions at the Wilton, Connecticut Invitational, where they earned varsity team an A6 backpack, which is pretty cool. They won the Mega Duel Championship. They finished second out of 12 teams at Somers Invitational, second out of 10 at the Gressler Invitational, second out of 15 at the Brewster Bear Classic. We had 6 all-league and 3 all-Northern County athletes, and hopefully a few all-section athletes. At that league championship meet, it's unprecedented for our league. Our boys took the first 3 places overall in that meet, which is a tremendous accomplishment. That day, junior Finn Radijak was the overall league champion, followed closely by freshman Patrick Ford in second and junior Ryan Neubauer in third. This Saturday is our sectionals at Bowden Park, and we will have 10 boys toeing the line in our championships. And going into sectionals, we're ranked second as a team. We have a tall order against us. Pearl River is like the New England Patriots of cross country. They've won 7 of the last 10 section championships, but we can make it interesting for sure. So we do have 4 awards to give out tonight. 2 coaches awards and 2 MVP awards. So the first is the coaches award goes to a dedicated athlete who was one of the hardest workers on the team. He didn't miss a practice from July 1st on. He ran a great race at our league championship meet to place in our top 7. His commitment to the sport and passion for the sport is infectious. First coaches award, junior Mike Cardona. I saw improvement from all season long. He was one of our top JV runners all year, and cracked our varsity 10 the last 3 races of the season. Always pushes himself and is very committed to getting better. Second coach's award goes to freshman Bryce DiCarlo. First MVP award goes to a tremendously hard-working athlete who appears to be peaking at the right time at the end of the season. He was the winner of the highly competitive Somers Invitational, runner-up of the league meet, and placed in the top 5 in multiple large invitationals this season. Typically for girls, sometimes it's common to be a strong runner at 7th, 8th, or 9th grade, and it's sort of uncommon to be at such a high level. This athlete is a freshman. He ran a season best of 16 minutes and 9 seconds for 5K. He's currently the number 2 ranked freshman in all of New York State, who has a shot at winning the individual section title on Saturday. First MVP, 9th grader Patrick Ford. During the season, building a great base for the season. He helped the team gel at the right time to win the league title. He placed in the top 10 in many major meets this season. For the second year in a row, he's all-league in all Northern County, and hopefully all-section. He's a wonderful team leader, a tremendous team captain, and one of the section's top juniors, who will also be in the mix for a state league spot on Saturday. Second MVP award, junior and captain Ryan Neubauer.
Our next team to recognize, girls varsity tennis, Coach Daria Pascal.
Co-captain extraordinaire, Casey Cunningham, Samantha Ferrara, co-captain extraordinaire, Samantha Campbell, Elaine Navarra, Nicole Adamski, Nia Palladino, who couldn't be here tonight, Anna Peterson, Becca Seaman, Grace Bachos, Catherine Tramarza, Linda Zhao, and Monica Zhao. Great job done by our captains again this year. Without the leadership, we just wouldn't run as smoothly. So I can't thank those 2 girls enough, Casey and Samantha. Thank you so much. We had 6 seniors this year. We graduated. Their leadership is going to be terribly missed. We'll do our best, but we need to recruit. We need a JV program. 4 athletes gave tennis a try for the very first time this year. Their courage was rewarded with a new talent and new friendships that will last for years to come. We enjoyed our courts being repainted this August. We felt as though we were at the U.S. Open. And we had wins over Beacon, Lakeland twice, and Poughkeepsie twice. So ending with a season record of 5-6. But we had 2 really close matches. So therefore, we were almost 7-4. I'd like to thank my team parents for the support throughout the season. Every home match, tailgating, and the food was just tremendous. You all are amazing. straight forehands and backhands. We too, like the volleyball team, advocate for others. This year, with the help of the entire Brewster community, we raised $2,288, enough money for a sport wheelchair for Jeffrey Maratz, a CD Star 5th grader, so that he could enjoy playing wheelchair tennis. For our season, though, in addition, we also had, like all the other sports night, amazing athletes. We had 4 honorable mention all-league athletes. We had 4 all-league athletes, and for, gosh, I think since 1992, we had 1 all-section athlete. So truly, hard work does pay off. For our 2 awards this evening, the Coach's Award first goes to a sophomore that works tirelessly throughout the year on her skills. When one of her teammates was on the disabled list due to an untimely illness, this athlete stepped up. She's a quiet person, but she lets her racket do the talking. This all-league singles player with a 8-3 record finds the way to get the job done. And the award goes to Cole Neviadomski. Accepting her award will be Mr. Berardo. The second award, the recipient goes to a freshman who not only was all-league this year, but she was also all-section. She had an astonishing 8-2 record at first singles. Our MVP award goes to Mia Palladino. I couldn't have been prouder throughout all the seasons that I've coached. This was my last season because I am retiring, and I'd like to thank all my colleagues for all the help and support that they've given me along the way. Truly, it's been one of my greatest joys to work with so many talented and caring athletes here at Brewster, and I want to wish everybody all the best in your future endeavors.
Coach Daria Pascal has been here, I won't say how long, but she's coached field hockey, boys and girls tennis, and a lot of great things in phys ed and health. So I want to thank her. It's always the person I can count on. You know, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, she and I drive each other crazy a little bit, but she's always been a great person to count on, and thank you for all you're doing for our athletic department. Thank you, man. Our final teams are recognized. Varsity football coach Marvin Hill, coach
Gentlemen, please come on forward. You've watched like 7 other teams do this. Come on up, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for waiting for the last game tonight. A special thank you to Daria. Daria reminds me of my 4th grade teacher, Sister Mary Catherine. She has that nun look to her. And you heard her in faculty when she is not a nun. Put some things down here. We have a lot of thank yous to our administration. We have some new administrators here tonight. First awards night, fantastic, good to have you. But there's one administrator that stands out amongst the others. Miss Michelle Gosh has been here many, many years and is an example for others to follow. She is, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading and writing. I'm going to stop.
Let's introduce the boys. Here we go. Dave Arbili, Don Bartolomeo, Austin Beal, Jason Morsari, Chris Morcellino, Dan Bonadonna, Anthony Capone, Jason Cardone, Paul Catalano, Anthony Constantino, Tommy Consolado, Josh Crespo, Joe Dominguez, Chris Donahue, Hector Eligio, Jackson Espana, Patrick Fury, Nick Gerard, Mike Ganch, Kenny Galasso, Jack Gussler, Ryan Hayes, Michael Hernandez, Joe Hickok, Mike Minuccia, Austin Matra, Eric Milano, Francesco Milano, Justin Niles, Malcolm Nordquist, Doran Racinos, Christian Rhodes, Dominic Rienzi, Justin Rutledge, Aiden Shield, Ryan Spanicchia, Nico Ceres, Teddy Tepper, Nick Vane, and Jaquavius Williams. We had a very successful season this year. I know sometimes you talk about success in wins and losses. We did have a good win and loss record. We were 7-2. We were a number 4 seed going into the playoffs. We had 2 home games. And if you've been to our school on a Friday night at a football game, it's a truly great experience. And that's a testament to our fans. Okay, both our Bear Gang, which is tops in the section, and our fans that come out just to root us on. And we thank you very much. The team thanks all our fans very much for all you've done for us. Sports writer Josh Thompson said he felt Brewster was the #1 venue for a football game on a Friday night. That was in the papers. That was a great testament to Brewster. We have 3 players I want to talk about right now. They are voted to our exceptional senior game, which is going to be played November 17th at Clarkstown North. Usually every high school gets 1 representative, some get 2. We were lucky to get 3. So please step forward. Tommy Consolado. Joe Dominguez. And Austin Beal. Our awards we'd like to hand out tonight. We've got 2 coaches awards. Our first award goes to a player that last year as a junior did not play much, but he understood the importance of working hard in the off-season, getting better. And even as the season started, he wasn't seeing the playing time that he wanted, but he continued to work hard, listen to the coaches. He turned into a starter, did a great job for us at defensive tackle, Chris Morcellino. I want to thank my staff before I forget them. My staff, we've got a fantastic staff both on the varsity and JV. They're not just great teachers and coaches, but they're good friends. And I want to thank all the staff. Ron Reed, again, fantastic, wonderful. Congratulations. Yeah, you're not doing the circle of mass. I did stub my toe one night, and I still came to practice the next day. A little different, I know, a little different. Our second award we're going to hand out tonight goes to a senior who did play as a junior. We expected big things from him as a senior, and he did not disappoint. He turned into one of our top players. Colleges were calling and asking about him. He turned a switch. He became a player that we all thought he could be, and then he got hurt, and he got taken away from him. And he was on his way to being an all-section, outstanding lineman. And I want to make sure we get his name up here, Nick Gerard. That's the 2019 varsity football team, 7-2. Thank you very much.